What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 177, presented by Creative Edge, Edge VR, and Cousin Subs with promo code
GBB Fries.
I'm not sure that's still valid now that we're out of regular season home games. But go ahead, give it a whirl.
Why not?
Try it just one more time.
Yes.
All right, maybe I'll do that today just to make
Just
sure.
to verify. Not that we need Sean to do any more edits before we try and air this
No.
episode in T-minus 31 minutes. Start editing, Sean.
Yes, this is brought to you as live
could've
as
gone
it's
live.
going to be.
Yeah.
This is as live as it's going to get. We could, you know what? We need to do that one
At
day.
some point.
Yeah.
That's a theme night for a different year. Strictly Blizzness night at a Blizzard game. Put the set on the field at halftime.
Oh my goodness.
Largest
crazy.
attended Strictly Blizzness episode ever.
Yeah. Amen. All right.
All right, we got some stuff to talk about.
What episode are we?
177.
Oh, we're almost to 200.
I know 200s won't happen in the season unless we strategically space out the every other
Yeah,
during
I
the
know.
summer.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And we're going to get a limited off season again for all the reasons we're going to tell you again today. So,
So where do you want to start? Because we've got
have
a
no
lot
idea.
to talk about today.
no idea. I mean,
Do we talk about what happened on?
Yeah. We can
Okay.
do that. Yep.
So let's recap the game. So we got Joey here.
Hi. Yep.
In case you didn't know, that's who that is. He's here for obvious reasons. If you don't know, we're playoff bound. We clinched it.
Where will that playoff game happen? Since we might as well just
Well, we might as well talk about the
Yep.
fact that it's going to be at home.
at the Resh Sunday, August 3rd, 3 p.m.
So we thought it would be Friday. It's now Sunday. And it sounds like us and Bay Area will host on Sunday. So originally, the way it was all set up is we were going to host on Friday. Everybody else was going to play Saturday. But now they're all going to play. The other two are going to play Saturday, and us in Bay Area will play on Sunday, the 3rd. So the 2nd and the 3rd. I'm kind of sad because I thought it was going to be on the 1st. So I planned a trip on the 2nd, and now I'm going to be out of town. But I know all of you will hold down the fort for me.
And I think while we're on that, because we'll get asked, well, what about the second game? Because that was last year, before Joey unpacks all sorts of ridiculous math. So here are the only two scenarios for the second game. So if we're not the 1 seed going into this weekend or next weekend, we would absolutely know on Sunday the 3rd whether we're playing or not, because Quad Cities is currently the 1 if they play on Saturday in the playoff weekend. So we will know who we are facing by Sunday. And if Quad Cities is still the 1, we're headed there. If not, that other team is coming to us. So on Sunday
Correct.
the 3rd, we will know if we are hosting the Eastern Conference Championship game.
Correct.
Yep.
So
The other
before
scenario
yeah.
is
Oh, go ahead.
Tulsa Tulsa wins,
Tulsa
Quad
wins
City
against Quad
loses. We are the 1 seed again.
Right.
That's this weekend, last regular season in
Green
what
Bay
I think
win,
is the
Quad City lose.
coolest,
Yes. Yeah.
freaking coolest sports movie ever. Is the entirety of the first round of playoffs play each other this weekend.
Yep. 4 teams that are in the playoffs.
Are playing
And
each other.
There are multiple scenarios where they might just turn around and play each other
Yep.
in the same venue. Oh, no. Tulsa could go to Quad City, but
Yeah.
Right.
Jacksonville would come to
Sorry,
Green Bay.
we'll
Sorry.
go to there next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
say
yes.
they'd go to the
Yes.
opposite.
So this
venue.
game, before Joey does advanced
Don't- yeah,
trigonometry on set
don't
here,
let me get
what happened
started.
on Friday night
Yeah,
with
let's-
Christmas in July?
Let's back up a little bit.
Nope.
So we had Christmas in July at the Rush, and it was phenomenal. We have some photos of Green Bay Santa. We have some people in great Christmas attire. I saw a man in a kind of a top hat that had lights down the lapels, and then his girlfriend was dressed as a Christmas tree, which was fabulous. And then you had a bunch of stuff with the help of Thrivent set up prior to the game. So why don't you talk about that a little bit, because that went really well as well.
Yeah, we got to use the Rush Expo for the first time ever since it's been built, really. And they called it Santa's Workshop, where you could do a stuffed animal experience. Not a Build-A-Bear. That's what it was. And donate that to a first responder. There were Christmas cookies. There was Green Bay Santa. There was Christmas punch and chilled cocoa. Greeting cards for first responders, because also first responders appreciation. It was really neat. And a huge shout out to Thrivent, who literally made that all happen and helped create that. It was kind of cool. So
Yeah, I really loved the light on the tree, that if you could put a random act of kindness on a light and put it on their tree, for everyone that was put on the tree, they would donate $5.
that's awesome.
So
Because Police Lights of Christmas, which Q90 FM is involved in, was the cause. So yes,
right. It was just a fantastic way to start out. So this was even prior to the game happening. We had people coming through there. The kids were so excited to see Santa, and parents were using it to their advantage. Santa's just checking in. He's making sure you're going to stay good. So it was fantastic. So I got to meet him, which was fabulous. I was like, Santa! Then he did the coin toss.
Yep.
I gave him some pointers on how to flip the coin, and we won the toss. So there. It was just a little bit of magic. No, it wasn't any magic. As the game progressed, there was a lot that was happening in the booth. You had various people on doing color commentary. You want to talk about that a little bit?
We didn't quite get the Santa hat on, but we did get did get some helpers up in the booth. Casey did first and fourth quarter. My usual color commentator. BJ Stefan came on in the second quarter, and then in the third, Tristan usually does our keys to the game segment on the field. He has filled in as color in the past. He came on the third quarter. That was a really neat way to get a bunch of different voices up there, a lot of different experience, and all three did a phenomenal job, and we had a really good broadcast on Friday this past week.
Was it hard because everybody takes it just a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So you were the one holding down the fort. Did you have to shift how you would do things based on who was with you?
No, I mean, with everyone, it was just kind of like when I'm going with them for the first time, it's like when I leave spaces, go ahead and take them. That's kind of just the one pointer I give right away, and then we dive into it. And sometimes, like Tristan has done it in the past at least once. Casey's been doing it for 2 years. BJ, I just told him after we got to our first break, it was like kind of the first time getting thrown to the wolves there right away in the second quarter. But I just said, hey, I mean, feel free. Those spaces are for you. I say what happened. You say why it happened. So
excellent.
And that we were able to go from there, and all was good.
Well, and it's true that all three of them know football. They know the indoor game. They know the IFL. So kudos to all of them because they did a great job. I had to go back and listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was fabulous.
Yeah. We had Deshaun Taylor, too, come up for halftime.
Yeah.
That was a really great interview as well.
And Deshaun was part of that 2019 team.
Yep.
That unfortunately they didn't get a run at the playoffs in 2020 because we all know what happened that year. But that was kind of the transition of the Blizzard into what we would call the Corey regime at this point. All right, so that was what was happening up in the broadcast, and the game was great. And we'll recap some of the things that happened in the game, but one of the biggest things that happened in the game, which I thought was fabulous, is Mr. Mevis asked Sophie to marry him. And it caught on like wildfire. So the background of this is he does and Brian, can you unpack what Kicks for Sticks is?
Yeah, so with made extra points and deuce attempts and field goals, we donate a box of beef sticks, thanks to Build Your Base, who is an IFL sponsor, and the Wisconsin Beef Council, who really does all the heavy lifting in Wisconsin, to local school districts in the area for each made attempt. And Mevis personally has done a lot of those deliveries.
And it's not just the beef sticks, right? Aren't there balls or something?
No, that's Total
That's
Energies Power Up Your Playground, which will be delivered soon. We have them now, which is great. That is just total points on the season.
Okay.
On the Total Energies, because
so
I'm a nerd like that.
But we're getting back into the school. So we had Kicks for Sticks. So Mevis sent me a question a few weeks back, and he was like, "Hey, can I talk to you? I want to ask you something." And I just said yes. And he's like, "No, I didn't ask." I said, "I know what you're going to ask me, and I'm telling you the answer is yes, whatever it is that you want to do." So we had asked Sophie to, as kind of a tangent to Kicks for Sticks, to come out and kick with Mevis holding the ball. And she was ready. I mean, she practiced with him for 2 weeks. He was training her. She was showing us her form. She looked really good, really, really good as she was showing us what she was going to do. She had this cute little outfit on. I was like, oh, who told you to dress like that? And I'm thinking black and white. She's ready for anything. And she's like, oh, I wanted a jersey and it didn't come in time. So I just threw this together. And I'm like, this is fantastic. She's got the name.
Yep.
She will now have on her back. And he did a great job. We have photos that we'll show you and video if we have the video. I'm not really sure what we're showing. And because this is a quick edit job, I don't know what Sean's going to be able to show you. But it was so heartfelt. We basically we kept it under wraps. Just Ryan and I and Coach knew, as well as Mevis. And then the day of, we let Joey in on it, and we wanted to continue the feed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the idea was that we would watch, instead of going to a commercial break, we would all watch him do what he was doing. The guys had no idea what was going to happen. So when they saw him on his knee, they didn't think anything of it because he'd be holding the ball. And then when he took the ring out, they all start jumping up and down, and it was just beautiful. So congratulations.
Then she made the kick.
And then she kicked the ball and made the kick. So
and then Mevis missed the deuce by all of a couple feet because he was jacked up too.
I did say on the broadcast he had missed the point after to end the third quarter, and I was like, maybe he had a little something extra on his mind there. But yep.
Yeah, he. It was like a foreshadowing almost, like, oh, I'm so nervous. But kudos to them. The family was there. So we have a photo of that as well just to share. So, again, congratulations to Andrew Mevis and Sophie Lemieux. Congrats on a wonderful story to tell for ages and the video to prove it. And, a happy and healthy marriage as they embark on that path. But anyway, so that happened. And then we had a win. And, I really thought it's always difficult to say what's going to happen when Massachusetts comes to town, right? And when the game started out, I thought, oh, man, we start with the deuce, which is great, right? Did we not start with the deuce? Did we?
That was last week.
Oh, yeah, wrong game. Sorry. I was so excited about everything. But we start out the game, I wouldn't say slow, but it was the normal feeling of, oh man, this is going to come down to the wire. Mm-hmm. Did you feel like that in first quarter?
It was a back and forth game to start. Max did have an interception about third drive of the game. And I was like, all right, well, it's going to be one of those games you got to fight your way out of a hole. Then the next play, there's a fumble. Mustin picks it up. It's like, all right, now you just got to take it and run. And they did just that. They had a good lead at half, and then the second half, I don't think you could ask for a better performance from this team. Came out just completely left no doubt, and I kind of said it after the game. The way the season ended last year, to have the ability to go against this team and win in clinch a playoff spot, and then eventually eliminate them from playoff contention as well. I think that was kind of fitting for the guys who came back from last year. I think that's kind of the first task of the unfinished Blizzness, and then the rest is to come.
And that is what the playoff shirts say.
Mm-hmm.
They say unfinished Blizzness, which is truly what we're hoping. Obviously, we want the outcome to be different than last year. Things are falling into place that now we're going to be at home again for our first playoff game, and who knows, and we'll unpack that in a little bit, what happens after that first playoff game. So let's talk a little bit about some of the key plays of the game. You mentioned Mustin. He had a fabulous game. Ransom had a great game as well. That O-line was amazing. They played well together. They were everybody was firing on all cylinders. And Corey's Enam, which really looks like Einam, which is It's Not About Me, came into play. They played well as a team.
Absolutely. I was kind of this. I also alluded to this on the broadcast. The offensive line, Andrew Carter and Jake Parks. That's been the tandem of center and guard all season long. That they are just a nightmare to match up against. Torrey Boyd was at left guard. He returned from last year. We also talked about this after the game. Special teams, Jazaric Peterson and Andre Williams, the two grizzled vets on this team, if you want to put it that way. Jazaric was incredible. We had incredible kick coverage. He's usually the kick returner, but he was good on kick coverage. It's like everything that you could have asked for this team to do, they all kind of banded together, got what needed to be done, and like I said, left no doubt and came out with the win.
We'll call them the old guys.
Right.
I mean, they have their own little shenanigans that they play as the true vets on the team. And yes, everybody did a great job. Kudos to our team. They like you said, banded together and did a wonderful, wonderful performance. Football at its finest. We definitely looked like a playoff team. There's no question.
Yeah, I think being able to bounce back, the 2-game losing streak going into the bye, it kind of had a little extra sting on it. And then coming back, having to go to Quad City, have an emotional game with Massachusetts and win both of those are the results you want. And now you got a chance to have we'll dive into this too, have a chance at the 1 seed again. You're leaving yourself with every opportunity to do so.
Before we move on from the game itself, was there anything else you wanted to talk about with the game itself?
Yeah, I mean, I watched none of it.
That's not what I meant.
I don't know in the time we've done this if we actually hit a theme night as much on the nose as we did that one. It was pretty incredible. And Lighthouse, we thank you guys a ton, but the snow was the best it's ever looked. The lights that Proscape wrapped the goalpost with and the upper area there. So shout out to PCM Credit Union, Ken Sports, the Fan, 107.5. It has been great and will be instrumental in the playoff run here. And I'm missing one on the bottom of the stocking there. Proscape, PCM, and Ken's. That's all of them for making that night possible. Those are the presenting partners that night. And then Lighthouse and Proscape executing on it. It was outstanding. It was a great crowd, and it literally felt like Christmas in there. So
it was. I saw on someone's post, I think it was someone who was commenting because so many people picked up Mevis's engagement. At first, I thought it was snowing in there, and someone had the blizzard actually commented. Actually, it was snowing.
And I have a comment on snow once we get into this next game here.
Okay. Ooh. So with that being said, I would agree with you, Ryan. You did a great job of putting that together. Kudos to you and your team.
It was a lot of heavy lifting, you saw. I mean, not when I was stressed out, but physically beat because it's not a short walk from the end of the Resch Expo to the Resch, and it was worth every moment of it. It's not, I don't think, ever outside of the playoff games. There's been 4,000 people at a regular season home game in July for Blizzard football, so it was awesome.
You know what Todd's going to say to that, right?
Yeah, he doesn't watch this.
People keep
he
telling me.
He watches us like a hawk because we are known to get in some trouble.
We did have to ask for a lot of permissions for today. With that being said, though, there was so many new things that we did. The stockings was one.
Yeah.
People really enjoyed the stockings, and that's really cool. We got people to sit in places where they wouldn't normally sit.
Yep.
We had a lot of people redeeming their vouchers, as we told them on here. I'm sure there's going to be one or two that tries to bring them to the playoff game.
Got good news for you. It'll be affordable to attend the game whether your voucher's good or not.
Yeah.
So.
And the Santa drink, or the Yeti, or...
Yep.
Was it Bruiser's
Christmas Punch? It was cool, right? And it was fun to do what we do in that moment, even with being tired, not stressed, like not normal. I'm like, I can go home. I'm done with this, Kathy. It was just tired from not even regarding the time I started my day. I'm just like, we are talking. I was literally walking. If you can visualize down Armed Forces Drive, the whole length of the road, probably 17 times. So
just to make sure it was
to
moving
make sure
along.
both sides of the building were good.
Yeah.
With stockings and yep.
Yeah. I did it twice, and that was enough for me.
Yeah. And eventually I'm like, I'm going to have to pull Santa away from a kid photo because it's going to take us a little bit, and we're going to get mobbed to get him to the field. And
that
did.
happened.
Yep.
Yeah. You went outside, and they're like, Santa! Absolutely.
That was awesome. I couldn't be more proud of the staff and, again, partners who believe in what we do. So that's just literally when I'm like, I want to do this. Will you pay for it? Like, that's how the conversation goes, and they trust us. So.
And PMI said it was great from a concession standpoint. I mean, we really we had a great overall experience with PMI, with the fans. They were loud when they needed to be.
Yeah.
We only had one little snafu, which I am going to uncover on here because this is a behind the scenes. So I'm sitting in my seats and I'm like, what is going on? I can like behind me hear stuff, but it's so muffled out front, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm texting Ryan saying, no, there's something that's wrong. The sound doesn't sound right. I can't understand anybody on the field. I can't understand Mark when he's announcing. I don't know if you picked up on any of it. You're up on top, so you could hear just fine. But down front and on the field, you couldn't understand what was happening. So I sent something to Ryan, and I'm like, hey, you got to figure out what's going on with the sound, but there's something. It's like the speakers aren't on or something on the field. And then that is pretty much what it was.
First, I just told Mark Winter and Nick Grussell, who's music, Nick, to throttle it back because I thought we were just spiking the audio, running it hot. And then I had gone to Brady, who realized it was still set in the scene from the Pro Bowling event, so we just had to flip a button and it was fixed.
And it was like immediate.
Yep. Yeah.
And everybody around me was like, "Oh, there's the sound." Yep. So, those are the kinds of things though that happen during a game that most people would not even realize are happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, we'll have some changes for the August 3rd game. We don't have Gary for the first time in 11 years of doing this, and we're gonna make a change at Red Hat, actually, because Tyler's the most equipped from an IT standpoint to handle press row for me, if that's news to you. So the feed is harder than calling promo timeouts. We need to cut and edit this.
To be continued. To be continued. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yep. Gary had said that he would not be around, and I had said, you need to take somebody by the hand, by the ear, what have you, to talk about it, prior to leaving on Friday.
That was behind the scenes. There are plenty of people who are redheaded over the years that are a phone call away, and some that love this thing still. So Tyler works for Kathy at Trinks and is incredible at what he does and very instrumental to some of the cool changes during the broadcast, and just bright young kid. So I trust him. That's why it was the call. So yeah.
Let's so that was recapping the night. So that's fantastic. We had, people like we do every week that it was their first game. So, we have a little poster of one of our brand new fans who loved the game, had a lot of fun. But let's talk a little bit about what it meant, not just to us, and let's talk about that home playoff game. So we clinched a spot. Is it clinched? Clinched.
Yeah.
Clenched is a different thing. We didn't clench. We might have been clenching and hoping that we clinched. But we have a playoff spot now, and we knew that night or the next day.
So, yes.
There was math going on.
Yeah, there was math going on, and I was saying during the week, and I had talked to Todd about this and said, hey, I think this could be a potential scenario by the end of the week. And we basically said, we'll follow up on it here as we get to the end of the games on Saturday. So the scenario was, and I had mentioned it, I think we mentioned it on the broadcast too, that if Green Bay won and Tulsa beat Jacksonville the next day, we would have a home playoff game. But then I'm like, well, there might be some strength of schedule things that need to be worked out, and we will need to see the whole body of work by the end of Saturday to make that decision. So we're sitting there at the end of Saturday. Tulsa's beaten Jacksonville, and Ryan texts me, he's like, can you run the numbers on this? And I'm running every scenario I could possibly think of that would have with the changing of the tiebreakers, it's head-to-head first, and then it's strength of schedule. So strength of schedule is basically the combined win-loss record of the entire schedule that you've played. At the end of that, we're sitting there as the only scenario that things could work out where someone might be able to jump Green Bay is if everyone's 10-6 at the end of next week, which would mean Tulsa beats Quad City and we would lose to Jacksonville. Again, I was saying this at the end of the game on Friday, and they're like, who's saying we're losing to Jacksonville? I'm just talking from
if. It's an if.
This is a clinch
There would
situation.
Be 3 teams at 10-6 in that scenario.
That is where devil's advocate comes from. You need to think of the worst possible scenario. So I'm sitting there, this is the only way, and I'm running the numbers on the strength of schedule, the combined head-to-head, and I'm like, Ryan, I think we have this clinched. So we emailed Todd at, 11 that night?
I said, email Todd and Kathy. Right?
Yeah.
And here's the why, right? It was not to bother her. She stays up way too late. But Todd or her late at the night, just there's a big difference in getting a 2-week jump as we air this episode today and a 6-day jump on promoting a playoff game and getting the word out. So I was like, man, I had this gut feeling without even doing the numbers. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we have the game.
Yeah.
But before we hit go, I just need the league's blessing to do so.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there. I even waited till the end of the Western Conference games were done because Bay Area, Tucson, Vegas, they're all affect the strength of schedule of both Tulsa and Jacksonville. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, let me wait till the end of these games, or at least that they're far enough in margin that like, okay, these games are going to go final with these results. And I send it off to Todd. I send him my math and comes back 8 the next morning and says, yeah, this all looks right. Start preparing for August 3rd. So that was a nice little thing to wake up to and open the email. It's like, all right, let's go.
I hopped on a Zoom with Ben and Knapp after I talked to Kathy and be like, we're good, right? Like we can share it on Strictly and then hit go. And so here we are.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, so that's why we're actually sharing. Normally we record on Mondays, share on Wednesdays, but we're going to share this on Monday because you are going to be doing
tickets are on sale tomorrow,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. And all of you season ticket holders that are like, wait, you're good. Knapp has been holding your seats behind the scenes. So,
yeah. And I did have a couple people, because even when we were playing the game, I'm like, I had my playoff shirt on, and they're like, does that mean it's at home? Where can I get one of those? And I said, we don't know yet if it's going to be at home, because we didn't at the time. But we do know we're going to be in the playoffs, and the people that sit behind me, Lance and Mary, they're like, well, what do we do with our seats? Do we get our seats? And I'm like, you're okay. You just got to make sure you claim them. But that's what we were hoping for, was to at least have that first game come through Green Bay. So let's talk about then, we'll make an assumption. So I'll preempt all of this with, we beat, because all we can really talk about is us. We can't talk about what happens with Quad City. So if we beat Jacksonville, chances are they'd be coming back up here.
So here,
he's bringing out the guns
not
now.
On my sheet of paper, that's on his phone. I get the fun stuff.
Yeah.
I've got
There's some math on here, though.
I actually was texting. Larry asked me what the breakdown was, so I've got that here. With a Green Bay and a Quad City win, it would still be Tulsa, Green Bay, Jacksonville, Quad City. So we wouldn't be playing the same teams again.
Okay.
If Green Bay and Tulsa win, we're the 1 seed. Jacksonville comes back, and then Tulsa basically might just stay in Quad Cities. I don't know.
I was about to ask you the same
I don't know.
when I thought we might be playing in Jacksonville again. I'm like, would we just stay?
I don't know what the
flying back
logistics
4 days
are
later.
on that, but it'd be Tulsa in Quad City another week in a row. Jacksonville and Quad City win. It would be Jacksonville comes to Green Bay, and Tulsa again goes to Quad City. And then if Jacksonville and Tulsa win, it's basically the same thing all over again. Green Bay's the 2 seed, Tulsa's the 3 seed, Quad City's the 1 seed, and Jacksonville's the 4 seed. So there are 4 different scenarios of basically every playoff spot between the West and the East has been clinched. It really is down to seeding, which is its own mess. Anything can change with any given different result. It really, those 2 games for the Eastern Conference, we said it, you can't really script it any better.
No.
With how the schedule came out, and we see that, and it's going to be, I think we are 6:05 Central on Saturday, and then Tulsa and Quad City is an hour after. So I think our game will go final before theirs does. So we will be hanging on to find out who and where and when, or guess not the when part,
But
but
in all of that is
Yeah.
one of two teams. 'Cause
Yep.
Quad
Not
Cities
the
and us
where,
will
'cause we
host.
know
the where
where.
the where we know
It's the who.
it's
It'll
the
be
who.
Jacksonville
The who
or
is
Tulsa because
yes.
Quad Cities and the Blizzard will host the first round.
Yep.
Yeah. So is there a scenario? So what is the scenario that we play that first home game here, but the second home game is, let's say it's not, if it's not in Quad Cities, it has to be here.
Yes.
Correct.
The only
Yeah.
the only two teams that can get the one or the two are Quad City and Green Bay. The only teams that can get the 3 and the 4 are Jacksonville and Tulsa.
Okay.
So there's only two potential matchups. It's just how does it shake out to get those matchups?
Right.
So yeah, you can keep those scenarios at home. It's just basically the only way. It's a 1 seed, Green Bay and a Quad City loss. Anything outside of that, it's a 2 seed for Green Bay.
And with that being said, then yeah, those teams need to think about the potential of staying.
Yeah, I think Nap and
Beyond.
I are actually going to send emails today because we know it's a flying team, so it'll be 2 nights at Country Inn regardless. Although Tulsa has bussed once before, but we'll leave that up to them. But we'll reach out to both and share the itinerary, knowing one of the two is coming here so they can make plans.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And really that's, when we talk about the behind the scenes, and we've talked about playoffs before, we don't necessarily have to unpack it on this show because we'll be back again next week. But there are things that the home team needs to do for the traveling team. We've kind of alluded to that before. We'll break that down a little differently on the next show. But coming to Green Bay, then it's one of the two, and we'll find out if we're going to be playing Jacksonville again or if it will be Tulsa in short order. We're heading to Jacksonville this week, so that should be a great game. There's definitely we can't take our foot off the gas right now. And unfortunately, and every team in the IFL knows this, you're playing battered, bruised, what have you. There are still teams, well, not for us in the East, but there are teams that can always upset different things, your standings, right? Up until this last game, that was the case across the league. You'd had teams that were coming back. The Gunslingers were really giving people a run for their money. Even though they didn't have playoff hopes, man, they were still messing with people. And that's the parity of this league. And I think it's important to point out that, much like you said before, it's like a movie, a script that this season has been scripted on how this all came down to these last couple of games. But at the end of the day, when we talk about playoffs and we talk about, sticking with it, even though you're battered and bruised, you have to still fight. And I think that's what happened last year is that last game, that Eastern Conference, it was like we didn't show up. We were beat.
Yeah.
We were just beat before the game started. Everybody was exhausted. And now is the time where the true champions shine. You have to just rise above whatever's happening and keep your foot on the gas to move forward. So
Yeah, I mean, I kind of joke about this during the last week of the NFL season. It's like the worst thing to watch is a game that doesn't matter. Like the outcome has no impact on anyone. It's just like you're basically just playing the game because you have to. Here, I think this year in the IFL that we're seeing this spring, I guess summer now, is every game this week's going to matter for someone. So it's going to be a really fun week to watch Friday and Saturday night.
now, are they as tight on the West as we?
Yeah, so Bay Area has the number 1 seed clinched. We know that for certain. But Arizona and San Diego play, and that has
same thing.
That has the 2 seed on the line. Vegas still has a shot of. I think they may still have a shot at home playoffs. I don't think they do because they would have to. They don't have the tiebreaker with Arizona, so scratch that. But all that seeding still matters. San Diego could finish as it was the same thing as last year, if I do recall. San Diego at the end of the season, last week of the regular season, had a chance at being the 2 seed, maybe even the 1, and falling all the way down to the 4. It's the same thing this year, and they have to go, I believe. Don't quote me. I think they play Arizona, and they're going to have to go through the Rattlers to have a home playoff game, and if they win, they have the game in Oceanside.
Who's going to, because the Pirates have Christmas in July this week.
I believe it's Bay Area.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they play Bay Area.
But that comes down to, so Bay Area is clinched. They have the 1 seed. They can't be shaken off that. Massachusetts is eliminated. I believe, though, it does have impacts on the strength of schedule thing
So
out in the Western Conference.
Yeah, so they still need Mass, or Arizona would love Mass to really show up and do their damage.
I actually think it might help if Bay Area wins, because that would be an added boost to your strength of schedule.
Okay.
So it is again, a lot of different scenarios. It will all shake itself out at the end of, I think Saturday's the last game. So it'll all shake itself out. People will do the math, and we will know.
It's going to be a crazy weekend.
Yep.
I am purposely not going to Jacksonville, because when I travel to the away games this year, it's not a success. So I will not have any Jacksonville gear on, because I'm not going to need it. But I'm also not traveling, so I didn't make any promises to anyone at all. But when we get back home the following weekend, you have some stuff to unpack for that home playoff game.
Yep.
What do you got?
Tickets are on sale tomorrow, Tuesday in the morning. Time I got, so it's usually 10 a.m. per PMI rules. It might be earlier. Pay attention. But we are going to do the build to the playoffs again with Build Your Base. So as attendance increases, we will unlock rewards again. So we'll go there before we go ticket price. And I haven't used my cheat sheet because it just all got approved this morning. So, so with 1,000, once we're at 1,000 people in it, tickets out. So we'll keep you updated on social media. First 1,000 fans receive beef sticks from Build Your Base. At 2,000 out, $2 small popcorns are active. 2,500, the snow is back. So
we need the snow.
We need the snow.
It will snow when the Blizzards score a touchdown. So the snow will be active the second we clip 2,500 in attendance. At 3,000, this one's fun. So because the game is August 3rd at 3 p.m., once there's 3,000 tickets it's $3 hot dogs, $3 sodas, $3 24-ounce Bud Light products.
Oh, so there you go.
Yep.
People.
Yep.
We need to get to 3,000.
Yes. The 3,500, I think the smoothies are good to go. We're just waiting for the Rush Center smoothie vendor to reply. And then 4,000 last year was a ticket offer for what would be all those folks in attendance for the next game, which we will unpack that one as the playoff seeding and the outcome of that game unfolds. So it's going to be fun again. So follow along, because as people buy tickets, more stuff are active, and it'll be a very affordable night from a food and beverage standpoint, thanks to our friends at the Resh. So,
and I get to just watch it.
Yep.
Okay.
Tickets, so pay attention, because this is live tomorrow. 7 days, $7, 7 days only. And thanks to the way fees now work, that is all in. It's not, you surprise, you're now at $50 of tickets. It is $7, including the fees for the next 7 days only.
He is too nice to you people, because this is a playoff game.
It's more than last year, though. Yep, more than last year.
Because I'd be like, no, $70.
And then that excludes front row and party pit. So
yeah, they're at their standard pricing.
There is more to come, but that is going to get us started through Tuesday to Tuesday, and we'll be on game week when that turns off. So
because we're behind the scenes, you've already started to kind of look at what the conference championship coming through here would look like.
Yep.
So we have to, whether we play it here or not, have to kind of get geared for that to be able to flip a switch quick. We're not going to unveil anything
than
here.
This one. That is a 5 day. If that all happens in Green Bay, that is a Sunday to Friday night.
Right.
It's August 8th.
Right. And there is so much that has to happen in the meantime. We're not going to talk about the championship. We need to get through the playoffs first. The only thing I want to allude to is, again, behind the scenes. There are things that we need to do to prepare for the opportunity to go to that championship game. So I will tell you that those of you that watch from Green Bay, yes, there will be an opportunity to join us at the championship if that's our path. We have to wait until we get there before we start talking about it. But we will have plenty of opportunity for you to participate, whether it be tickets to the game, kind of a flight path, literal flight path to the game, kind of a Friday to Sunday weekend opportunity in Tucson, and we'll unveil all of that as it comes to fruition. So
Cool.
just wanted to let everybody know that that's stuff that's already being talked about. Obviously, we can't pull the trigger on anything till we win a couple of games here.
Yeah, I would also encourage you, right, as we can't control anything besides the first game. And that's why last year's playoff attendance was so successful, as we focused on the first game and capitalized, without using a rude word, on packing the house that first game. I would say if the Quad Cities remains the 1 seed to win the first round, that's a 4-hour drive. Yeah. So plan to come support the Blizzard, and we will absolutely make some phone calls and see about buses. But like, should that second round in Eastern Conference Championship end up in Quad Cities, please make plans to go and support the team in Quad Cities.
Yeah, and we're excited either way, right? I mean, if it's us against Quad Cities, that is. They're partners with us in the IFL, and they're a great. If it came down to the two of us and us playing at Quad Cities, we would. Well, of course, we'd be happier if it's us, but that's a great rivalry. It's something that we'd be happy to support whoever leaves that game and is going to the championship. And I know Quad Cities would say the same. Of course they want it to be them, but
I love making that trip down to Moline, and I had actually said to Destiny when they were up here, I said I wasn't able to make week 1, and then I wasn't able to make this one a couple weeks ago. I was like, hey, maybe there's gonna be collision course down there in August. But yeah, a lot's still on the line. They can still come here. It is going to be a fun next couple of weeks.
It is. So we're excited to give you kind of the behind the scenes. Like we said, get the tickets, get them now. Ryan unveiled everything that's going to get unlocked as the numbers go up. Anything else that you guys want to add about the game from last week? I don't think I forgot anything about the game.
Yeah, get your tickets. It was incredible last year. So, and that is insanely affordable for concessions and stuff. We shared it last year. Eastern Conference Championship games will not be that affordable. I mean, that's the wrong word. They won't be at $7, but like, we also know we have 5 days, but it's an Eastern Conference Championship game, and you guys are accustomed to that. We ran $13 last year because it was 13 wins. Complete transparency, we don't have that figured out yet. So, was like a day behind the 8 ball, because total behind the scenes, when I went into the weekend, I was told we couldn't clinch.
Yeah.
By someone not sitting here.
Okay.
I was like,
did I say that?
So I had literally said, we're on a 7-day plan. We won't know until the Jacksonville game, and we'll have 7 days to promote this thing. So normally tickets would have been on sale right now, and we would have had all our meetings yesterday, but it's now slid to Tuesday. So,
Yeah.
All good.
I got nothing. It was a good win. Myler for MVP. That's my final. That's my final words.
And there you have it.
Yep.
And you've been saying that for a while now.
Yep. I said this even with the it was unfortunate. TJ Edwards, it felt like that was going to be a nice little collision course from the end of the year. TJ Edwards in Tulsa, unfortunate injury. But I was even saying before that, it always felt like Max was the guy. And Max, I think, has proven that week in and week out. Anytime I'm on this show this year, you will hear those 3 words, Myler for MVP. Yeah.
All right. So we know how Joey feels.
Yeah.
And
yep. I've called myself the de facto campaign manager.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Well, good. So let's talk a little bit about social events.
Sure.
Because we did go see a movie.
Yeah, we invited Sean too. He hates us. We went and saw.
He does not hate us, Ryan.
He was busy. He did take the time to tell me he couldn't make it though, and was glad we invited him, I think. So we went and saw Superman, thanks to our friends at Marcus, who are amazing. So.
Yes. So Marcus East, thank you for hosting. We didn't have the whole team there.
He invited you too, by the way.
I was packing my apartment.
Yeah.
You called me that day.
He was back in Madison.
I was packing in my apartment.
Yeah. We're just lucky he's here today.
Yes.
So we went to see Superman, sharing a couple of pictures there. We also had some of the admin staff on hand.
Yep.
So it was great. I think everybody loved it as a movie. But the general consensus was Man of Steel was still a Superman. It didn't feel like a true Superman
It's a James Gunn movie.
Yeah.
And I don't not like James Gunn. There's a triple negative somewhere in there. It's just, It's not.
Does triple
it's
negative
not
make it a positive?
Superman.
Yeah.
Superman is not Star-Lord. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's what it felt. It felt
Yep.
Guardians-esque,
Yep.
which is what he's known for. So I get it. Him trying to recreate that universe all over again, I don't know what he'll do to Batman, or Spider-Man, or the Flash. I'm excited about certain things he's doing, but I don't know that we need to rehash all the movies all over again. So that's that.
Yep.
That was our social event. Are you a Marvel fan?
I remember like
Or a
when
DC fan?
when Avengers came out, like what was it? Endgame and Infinity War.
War,
Like I like those were just like, I haven't watched the franchises in full, but like those are just two movies. Like, all right, I can pick up what's going on. These are the two best movies of the summer. It's like, all right, I have to go see these movies. Outside of that, I'm not really. I haven't seen all the Avengers movies or all Marvel or
Oh,
DC.
And
or
Joey's
anything.
fired.
Yeah,
So there's
All
that.
it took.
yeah. Shoot.
Looking for a way for
I was
a
just
while.
saying.
No, that's
Yeah.
not true. Fantastic
Yeah.
Four is coming out.
Yep.
So we'll venture over to see that as well in between all of this madness that's happening. So I get to see all of my cronies from high school this weekend. That's why I'm not going to Jacksonville. So it's going to be really weird.
Nice.
I won't even give you the number of how long I've been out of high school, but going to see all of my peeps down in Mequon. None of them watch this, so I don't even know why I'm giving them a shout out. But Homestead High School, yay, Highlanders.
Nice.
That's what I know.
Right on.
Do we have anything else we want to add?
No.
I gave my piece.
Yes,
Playoff
you did.
tickets. Pay attention on social media as rewards unlocks, and here we go again.
Thank you, Sean, for getting this out
Yes.
right away.
Appreciate you.
All right,
Hit him with it.
let's hit him with it.
Joey, you got to set up.
Yeah, I'm doing
If
the
you take
crossover
one, yeah,
again.
if you take one in the
Alright.
face. All right, let's run it back. Should we hit him with it?
Let's hit him with it.
Go Blizz.
Don't forget to like, follow,
Subscribe
share.
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.